To my dearest friend once again. Today has gone somewhat unexpectedly. When I wandered into the courtroom today, so boundlessly full of enthusiasm for a day of utmost joy for me, one planned for days, I had seen that King Malmus, my dear lord, has seemed to have taken an early audience. Frustrating indeed. He's never good without being fed lines. I made my way forward, walking across the trodden red carpet, as I found myself, respecting my class, moving around the side. As a conversation had become in progress, Malmus raised his hand for a moment as he turned over to me and gazed.
I guess this is my advisor. Come in, yes.
Yes. Excellent to meet you, Lord. My name is Tyrannicus. Is it a pleasure? I watched him, no doubt a diplomat from the Aloon. He stood, his body covered in grasping vines and roots that squeezed his body, binding his whole face and ear to close to hand. The diplomat seemed to turn and address me for a moment and spoke very few words before returning to King Malmus's attention. If it does not trouble you any more, my king, I would ask that we would return to the conversation at hand.
Yes, of course, yes. Tyrannicus.
Yes, my lord.
We are speaking about your recent successful idea using adventurers for the sake of clearing out local problems.
Yes, my lord, of course. But do not flatter me so much. After all, it was your idea, and after all, you were the one who approved of everything, and you are the genius who decided to use one of the general's local sons. Absolutely incredible work, my lord.
Yes. Well, I like to use the old noggin.
Yes, my lord. What matter specifically were you speaking of?
You see, Tyrannicus, it's a matter of the mountain. You know, Varnus Peak?
Yes, Varnus Peak. It was a rather shocking affair. That mountain was so far away and so lacking in natural resources at this point that I was curious why you would even consider such a thing. As I thought about the Aloon diplomat, it became quite clear to me. He continued,
I think it's quite a good idea. We've been... What with the recent years being rather lacking in conflict, we've yet to really show Paltrak's might to the foreign affairs. The Aloon has provided many good ideas about the potential recolonization of the mountain.
My lord, perhaps you should ask in more detail for my sake about these ideas.
Of course. Please, repeat your plans for my advisor.
As you wish. We were simply curious what was to be happening with that mountain. After all, it is one that borders a few different states, and we were curious if Paltrak will be the one to reclaim ownership of such a land. Well, I leaned in close. We have no real need for a mountain like that. We should maybe stick to our local affairs. You had such wonderful public utility ideas. It would be a shame to waste our funds on something that would not benefit the state, you know?
But I suppose... We currently have no plans for the mountain. It was not... After clearing out such a vile man such as Varnus, we had hoped that peace would restore, and it would be a matter of security, not conquest.
Yes. Though I must remind you, it is an important matter that Paltrak retain its claims. For the sake of the Grand Alliance, all deeds and all claims to land must be enforced for the sake of unity. After all, if you did lay the claim to it, then, as is per rights of the Alliance, any of the goods that were produced during the downtime of Varnus's reign, they are still owed as tithe. He had stolen, and without anyone to enforce claim on the area, there's no way to account for the lost goods. I'm not attempting to come here as a taxman. I'm simply curious who will owe it to us.
if you wish to pass off the taxes to another man, then I shall gladly go to another court and bring them the right of territorial transfer for the sake of this new ownership of, what was it? Varnus Peak? One moment. Tyrannicus is going to take the mountain.
Yes, my lord. It's not even within our domain. It's quite fine. We have no need to go out on a wild chase for a mountain.
Oh, but Tyrannicus, what of the gem wall?
Yes, my lord. The gem wall. My friend, I tell you, the gleam in his eyes, I saw the innocence along with the blur of a man who had been lost to a great evil, one of which was great convenience to me in the past with passing ideas to him, but perhaps now my greatest scheme of providing my king with ample drink had become to bite me in the rear. I assure you there are numbers of different drinks we could find. Lexandrian whiskey would be a wonderful drink. I hear it's sweet with a tight oaken taste and would be well within our rights of trade. And
no, the gem wall has a nice oily texture. It sticks to your mouth, but its taste is so fresh and strong. We have such ownership of that. I think mining the mountain for gem wall would be a profitable venture.
It wouldn't. Oh, yes, my lord. I do agree. I'm sure there's much Chimawal there, but perhaps not enough money with the tithe that would be taken, and perhaps maybe we should be focusing our times to peace now. After all, my recent showing out of venture is a sign we don't need to up our army with the Alliance's defense.
No, Tyrannicus, I think you're thinking too short-sighted. When it comes to securing a future for Paltrock, my lineage is Malmus, the 97th. I want to have my name associated with something beautiful and good, like the sweet, wonderful alcoholic nectar of Mount Malmus. We should name it Mount Malmus in honor of the fact that we've dethroned a tyrant there.
Yes, my lord. I think you should consider it under environment and a night of sleeping, with medicine in your body and calmness in your heart. But if that is what my lord wishes, I will gladly do that for you. I will encourage it as your advisor.
See. Well now, diplomat, I must let you know that none shall have my mountain. Mount Malmus is a glorious part of Paltrock's reign, and it shall remain as such long into the future. Do you understand?
Of course, my lord. I will have it be known to all nations that Paltrock shall be associated with Mount Malmus, and all charges and tithes otherwise shall be directed to our great King Malmus.
Thank you. Now, be off then. I have much to discuss. And bring in the next one.
Yes. Well, that is something. Now that he's gone, I should say, I don't think we quite have it in a budget to keep everything with all the plans we have. And after all, an expedition to resettle a mountain with no known infrastructure in the area after the razing of the towns, this could put our country into a deep financial situation.
You're right. Reg, I must think carefully. Well, if it comes down to matters, we might need to make some cuts in budget, which might be...
cuts in budget? Do you mean to the social programs you were going to do?
Yes, I mean, it shouldn't be too big of a deal if we can just cut off some of the ones to the smaller, and more so maintain relationship with the mayoral lords, and after that, I mean... everything should be fine. There's a dozen of not-so-necessary programs aimed for peasant life improvements that could probably be cut. I mean, they're doing quite fine in peacetime now.
My lord, I think you might...
My lord, it's a pleasure. Hang on. Let me take the knee. It takes a moment. I'm very old.
Yes. Welcome.
What is it you want? Well, I was here in order to find a tavern initiation paper. I want to form a tavern in Mount Varnus.
The silence was deafening. I felt the situation spiraling out of my control. Dozens of years of well-laid plans, multiple Malmuses to chunk through, and finally I had found my easy mark. And now, all undone by a momentary glimpse of alcoholism talking to a man who seemed to twitch more than he could talk, I felt my body quiver as the words left my king's mouth. Mount Varnus, you say?
Yes, I was hoping to see if I could get a claim there. No one's there right now, and I was hoping to make a tavern for the sake of my new business venture. Morgash and Reese and Everyone Else Tavern. It's going to be a great one. The name's like in progress, but that's what I was thinking of. Now, my man, you are one of the adventurers that cleared out the terrible tyrant from that place, yes? Yeah. Oh, well, I think...
He gave me a sly smile as if he had come up with a great plan all by himself.
How about you're more than a tavern owner? After all, you've served this country with great distinction, haven't you? Yes, I have. What were you thinking, my liege? If you clear out and provide the infrastructure with your own dollars as the adventurers you are, find your ingenuitive techniques, I'll give you full land ownership of that castle. A landowner?
Oh.
My liege! It would be an honor.
I watched as the man slowly lowered his body, cracking spine as his hands pressed against the stage.
Please, I will do anything you ask, with any circumstance, for the honor of becoming the owner of Mount Varnus.
No, please. Mount Malmus. May it be in my name.
Oh, yeah, sure, Mount Malmus. Yes, my liege. Should I do that now?
Yes. My advisor will sign all the legal paperwork. Congratulations. You are now a count.
Ha! Count Morgash! And a tavern owner. Today's great. Thank you, my liege.
Oh, no.
I stood for a moment in absolute terror as I turned back.
Pretty smart, huh? Adventurers truly are the way of the future. You have me to thank for that.
Yes, my liege. I will go now and write the required paperwork for the new, unrespected, untrained, unprofessional, insane landowner. My friend, I write this letter to you under great personal stress and duress. I hope times find you well, because I'm afraid in Paltrack, it seems that good times are once again for the next 100 years outside of our grasp. The time had passed, and shortly after everyone had gathered and Yaiyo had collected me, we moved on back to the mountain, and it seemed as though there was one more who was going to tag along with us.
Oh, so, what do you think is gonna...
What do you think there's gonna be through that, cavern door?
You think there's gonna be something special?
Based on the way that Matatak is talking about it, apparently the deep tunnels that are almost like maintenance areas for the entire dungeon.
Oh, so... Oh, wow, he's gonna be really bummed if we go in further and he's building his cart.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hold on.
Uh-huh.
But-
What was this special thing you wanted to show me?
Okay, so you can't be shocked. Actually, no, you're allowed to be shocked, but you can't tell anyone.
Okay.
Yet.
No one would believe me anyways.
I mean, maybe someday this will become the greatest story you've ever told. That's actually very reductive of your storytelling skills and your life experiences.
Oh, don't worry. I'm looking for good stories. I don't think I've told my magnum opus yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this might be it, maybe.
I got first look at her, and it seemed she did the same for me. Even behind the two, I was taller, and she could very well make out my head. She stopped for a moment, and I noticed a number of expressions flashed over her face. First, pure joy faded to a sort of rehearsed smile. A frown came to face for a second, too. Some other kind of frustration, too. And then finally, it seemed to rest on confusion.
Wait a minute. Is that a zombie?
Yeah, anyway, long story short, with her help, we've been planning to assassinate the previous overlords of the dungeon.
Huh?
Surprise!
Wait. That's a lot of secret to keep.
Yep.
You understand that, right?
You already promised.
Hang on. What's up with the zombie over there? Is it like the skeletons? Does it talk?
Oh yeah, no, she's great. She's got all of her memories from her life as an adventurer, and she's really good at stabbing.
I do consider myself an expert stabber. Well, geez, I don't really know how to talk to outsiders.
You should be the best at this. You're the best at using your words. Come on, just like anybody else.
It's just awkward. I don't know.
It's not awkward. It's not awkward. You awkward? No way. Look at you. You're Etete the storyteller.
Hi there. A pleasure to meet you. Yes, likewise.
Okay, maybe this is a little awkward.
So she's good? She's done good for you?
Oh, yes, she's been actually pretty instrumental to helping us survive our jaunts in the dungeon. Not for nothing, by the way. Yaiyo Melayaya, now you say it out loud, I never really considered the gravitas of agreeing to a conspiracy of assassination. That's, I didn't really process the weight of that. Is that really what we're committing to?
Huh? I stopped and turned, a little surprised. I mean, yeah, it's what we've been doing so far, right? I totally understand. Similarly, if it's like, if that's a little much, I get that. But
Well,
at the same time, for like tactically improving our situation, yeah, I think it's the right move.
No, believe me, I am all too eager to make sure that the settlement is kept safe. I've only really been there a day or two, but even I feel emotionally attached to the well-being of you all. It's just, I don't know, they're big.
It is big. If you're worried about suffering, I'll tell you there's no difference.
And not even in a literal sense, there's a weight to that idea, you know? There are entire books written about the plotting and murdering of kings, and those coups take entire armies to do, so...
Yeah. And you know, there's even plays written about it too. Far more dramatic, far less real as this is right now.
I mean, isn't it the job of a storyteller to find the dramatic and the real?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure our very bloody real conflict will be remembered fondly and romantically in the future by other Galoins.
And by you, mostly.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah.
you're the one who's gonna spend it
Yeah.
into something that isn't
Yeah.
just, and then we tricked. And then we tricked Gangly into standing on a boulder trap.
Well, I'm not.
Which did happen.
Hopefully, it's a story full of lots of victory and not as much death. I stood silent in this moment. I knew that would not be the case, but it didn't seem like a good first impression when I yet to even know what this person was like. Their quick acceptance of me gave me a bit of suspicion. I've only ever seen them briefly, and they were very drunk.
Oh, I mean, that's definitely not the case, right? There's gonna be lots of death. It's just hopefully not ours.
Thank you, Yaiyo.
I think the only person being dramatic at the moment is you, Yaiyo Melayaya.
I mean, like, come on. How many, like, we've been so efficient up to this point.
I'm sure it'll keep going well if you've done so well I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah.
How many people have you, Geez, this is so grim. How many, I hope you're not killing everyone.
We haven't killed a single person.
Oh,
Zero!
Really? Oh, hey, that's cool. So, have you...
They're all ganglions alive.
Yeah, Ganglion
Oh,
turned out to be
yeah,
alive.
yeah.
And the skeletons are skeleton. I mean, we killed a bunch of skeletons. That's still life, right?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Unlife is like, it's... hold on, don't get sad. I patted her on the leg in an attempt to, I don't know, maybe make this less depressing for her. Unlife is a form of life as well. It's like living again. I don't know why it's called unlife and not living too.
And you're not your
Right. Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh well. Those. I guess if you beat a lot of skeletons,
Yeah.
who's your kill list?
Mostly, you know those dolls that go around, controlling the.
yeah.
Yeah, mostly our plan is to take care of them and. Okay. So those dolls are organizing different people to take control of the dungeon.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much they're trying to fill the empty king's throne. So we're starting with the dolls and working our way out from there. Pretty much.
Oh, okay. Geez, well you think that'll work?
I mean, at the very least, it'll give us a rundown of the people that are gonna try to take over things and order us around.
A power vacuum is the most dangerous time for people in power. It is a period of great possible change, so if the Galoins in the town decide at some point they wish to stand up, it's probably their only opportunity.
Similarly, the dolls are doing a great job of viziering themselves around, picking up absolutely everyone with power or influence within the dungeon, so we can pretty much follow them around to get a read on different people that we can either actually genuinely cooperate with, or,
That does actually confuse me a little, or gives me pause for thought, at the very least. Not to underplay how much of an impression they've left on us, but they are made from stuffing and thread. So something must have made them, right?
Wouldn't the assumption be the Lich himself? It's hard to imagine him with the sewing needle and everything.
I mean, I've only really read about the Lich in books, but I don't know if it was really his aesthetic,
Yeah.
to put it that way.
I mean,
From what I had seen, I only fought him once, even though we had done battle for a long time beforehand. It doesn't seem quite like what has been talked about of Varnus.
I mean,
Okay, let's all just be honest, genuine read. Do you think Varnus could create umami?
No,
No.
not from account. I haven't seen it, but it doesn't sound correct.
Not intentionally, I
Oh,
suppose.
goodness not.
But this is all to say, if somebody did make all of the dolls, why would they all want different things and be playing against each other if they're all made by the same person?
I mean, do we know if the Lich had family?
There's a number of very nice statues by the entrance, but I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
I mean, is death really the end when you're a Lich?
It depends. I doubt we're going to figure out the answer standing in this cave.
Fair enough, honestly. It's worth keeping in mind if we come across a doll maker, or if he's trapped the souls of his descendants inside of dolls. I'm sure we'll find it out well enough. I've been reading this necromancy manual.
What?
Yeah, I held up the book that I'd taken from Master Assembly. It's mostly like a technical thing about assembling different skeletons, but look, I can do the little runes.
Oh, may I take a look?
Yeah.
I grabbed the book and looked at it briefly, scanning through the sections. Right, yes. This all seems to be very elementary from our knowledge of necromancy, which is good. It's a good book to learn from. I'm sure he has even more complex tomes deeper inside of his dungeon.
Delightful.
I don't know if... It would very much depend. I can't really think of how he could revive a family member inside of a doll. It's too small to hold a brain.
So it's based in it is all based in the brain.
Yes,
So wait,
from what I understand, from my limited knowledge and my own research, no one has been able to quantify a soul yet.
Wait, so it's all based in the brain? The soul isn't real?
Well, It's not quantifiable. It's not observable, but no one knows.
No one knows?
What is not observable does not mean does not exist.
We don't know. It just means we haven't wrapped our heads around it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
It's a matter of, we did not understand absent as a process, for example, until more recently, and until then, everything was magic until it became absent physics. And similarly, there may be some unexplained aspect of the soul that we cannot observe.
Yes, and in the opportunity to move topics away from raising the dead to something maybe that is a distraction, I decided to pipe up since it moved within my range of expertise. Yes, absent physics is an ever-moving concept. As every time we understand how something is made, we have the ability to create or move it with absent physics. It's all about creating something from nothing, after all. So I suppose, as long as we know how to make it normally, we can make it using magic. So I suppose, as long as we don't know how to make a soul, it sits outside of the remit of normal science.
But theoretically, if we knew how to make one, then absent physics could make one?
Yaiyo,
Yeah.
are you sure that is something you would want to understand how to make?
I mean, isn't that like the whole process of creating life? Isn't that the miracle of birth?
Making skeletons?
Making souls, and also skeletons, and also meat, and also other things.
It's just that, well, those skeletons were made from, among other things, fellow Golowins. If that's how they make, if that's how necromancy operates, that's not making something from nothing. That's just converting what's already there into something worse. Surely, if you were to try and do something similar to the soul, what soul would you have to take to do that?
I mean, if normal skeletons are just the physical brain and matter without a soul, does that mean somehow in Death Melon you managed to keep a hold of yours?
That's part of what I want to find out.
Yeah.
And if I would guess, then there is an aspect of that. It could also be that the Lich's process necessarily, I suppose, neuters a part of the brain that stops any sort of skeleton from interacting on their own impulse. It could be that my process was unplanned and thus that resulted in my head being intact.
Yeah.
But I stopped for a moment. As I began to speak of this matter, I did turn, and there was a thought that came into my brain. It seemed that there was a lot to understand, and I got mutual signs of curiosity and also potentially some fear, perhaps a misunderstanding of some kind of loss of attention or hope for what necromancy could do. I couldn't really have that. After all, I still needed to figure out what was inside, so I did turn to Yaiyo. On the other hand, Varnus, despite the despicable nature, is by far one of the highest pioneers of this sort of science. So, if there's anyone who's found a soul, it could be him.
Yeah.
So if we go in and search deeper, we might be able to find perhaps his quantified soul.
Similarly, he figured out how to survive for thousands and thousands and thousands of months. Like, he's been around and around and around. He probably figured something out at the very least. Like,
Well, I'm sure he did.
Snap my fingers. I think I understand it.
Oh, yes?
I think the soul is in the skin.
the skin?
Yeah, the skeletons don't have skin.
And she has skin.
Exactly.
In spite of myself, I had to stifle a laughter considering the circumstances, but this matter did still weigh heavily on me, and I wanted to make myself heard. Yaiyo,
Yes.
do you know why the initial pioneers of absent physics are no longer around?
No.
Well, in discovering things, they set themselves on fire, teleported half of their body across the country, drowned. removed their breath and sent it on the winds to lands unknown. People who pioneer in magics they don't understand destroy themselves in the process. If this is something you really want to look into, please, at least do so with caution.
I turned around and reached into my pack, pulling not only the tome provided to Master's Assembly, but an assorted group of other tomes. The best I can do is follow along in the path of other pioneers. I'm not gonna start trying to reinvent the wheel, just stealing the wheels that other people created.
That's a good way to think about it. Stay safe, take advantage of what's been built for you.
Exactly. If other people have taken the necessary risks, we might as well take advantage of their information.
Of course.
Such is the entrepreneurial spirit of a merchant, I suppose. Shall we move?
Let us move.
Yeah, speaking of which, there was like an underground necromancy chamber that you guys were talking about. You got books and scrolls for me, right? Right?
Arcot, did you have them or did Monotok have them?
Right? I clap my hands together.
I had to leave the books behind.
What?
Look, I wanted to take them, but Monotok wanted to be careful and safe.
Careful and I just said that thing about not being
Is Arcat lying? Did Monotok really say that he wanted to be careful and safe?
It does sound like a lie, but Arcot's telling the truth. It's not an Arcot's nature to lie about that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, that doesn't sound like him.
Okay, let's go steal everything.
All right, let's go steal everything.
Yeah, let's go. Where was the entrance?
Oh, it's down a fireplace.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Can you fit?
I have learned the nature of bending my arms in ways that are not allowed normally. It was important to crunch my body to fit inside of the Galoin robes. So, hopefully.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I did not consider you had to do that.
Yes.
Could we, could you pull your arm off and just stick it back on?
Yes, I believe I can.
Oh, then we have an easy way of putting you down that vent.
May I remind you all that bringing all these things back up the fireplace would be more trouble. Monotok says that he's found a different way in. If we go that way, then it would be an easy escape route as well to take more things, correct?
Oh, it all leads to the same place? Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You sure it leads to the same place?
I mean...
That way we don't run into dolls, right?
Or we can run into dolls. I don't know, just throwing it out there. If you want to go down the fireplace, I'm not going to stop you.
No, we should follow up on that information. If it all loops back to the same place, then securing more than one potential escape route makes a lot of sense. Even though Melanius could potentially go up the, chimney vent without arms, I don't think it would be an especially efficient experience for her.
Let's just save that as an emergency.
Yes, I agree.
Reasonable enough.
We'd have to buy a long enough rope because we only have 2 pairs of climbing equipment.
Yeah.
And then bringing everything back up through the chimney would mean we'd have to make multiple trips.
Okay, well, where's Monotok's secret passageway?
He said it's in a cave, right?
Okay, so I guess some way this way?
Wait. Did we not get more specific instructions from him?
I mean, maybe this is his tactic in order to make us bring him along.
Maybe.
Well,
I'm sure it's got to start somewhere in this room. So where are we going first? What looks like the most secret passageway to you?
as I surveyed the space with Strege's help, he is taller than me after all, and does know Matatak a little bit better than I do. And we both noticed two separate details. Me, getting lost in the forest for the trees, noticed the small mushrooms that were crushed underfoot on the cliff face over there. Strege, more practical, noticed the large chunks of rock that had been removed due to climbing equipment being pushed in. Okay, I think that seems the most likely.
Yes, I suppose so. That's good. I had very little desire to go fully back across the bridge, so it doesn't seem like a far climb. There's a number of mushrooms laid about, but if climbing equipment was needed, maybe we can just make the jump. It's almost like I stopped for a moment,
Like a what?
gazing.
Like some kind of ravine, were you thinking?
Potentially.
Like some kind of sheer cliff face that we gotta climb across using a rope?
Perhaps.
If I can only be dark for a second, I think the only thing that will kill us in our plans is a ravine.
We're invincible, we're inured against everything else. Oh, by the way, Arcat, since you're in the habit of learning charming human phrases with bye-bye, want to know another one?
Sure.
Some particularly noble adventurers back in the day who were on a high horse in more than one sense like to say tally-ho before going on big adventures.
Oh, I kind of really like that one.
Wait, tally ho?
Yeah, that's
I
really
know,
fun.
right? It's so silly.
That is. Wait, I gotta say that for this jump.
Yeah.
Is it like a good luck phrase, or how does it work?
I think it just means let's go.
Yes, it's just about right. I was picking up some rocks. All right.
I take a couple steps back, realize the size of the jump, move to the left a little bit more, and then take a couple more steps back and run forward, seeing if I could jump onto these mushrooms. I leap onto this purple mushroom and, not realizing how slippery it is, I slide off, falling onto this gray mushroom, rolling to the side, grabbing onto the edge, and climbing myself up to the top.
Oh,
That was great!
you made it.
And then the color drains from my face. I forgot to say tally ho.
Well, here I go. Run. Ah, crap, same.
Can the next person who forgets to say tally ho not forget a rope?
Good call. I'll just give this over to Strege.
Yeah.
You've got this.
As I stand there, holding the rope, I think to myself about how stupid Boomin language is. The beginning tally, meaning to count, and then ho, as in the farming equipment. How does that really equate to something as a charge forward as I misstep a little and tumble down this cliffside?
Wait, I'm holding the other end of the... Let's say help.
Okay, hang on. I can't get through the mushrooms. They're too thick. Hang on. I'll crawl underneath. Come on. As I took my time to walk down beneath the bridge, I moved up and noticed the sort of slow, careful heaving and the hanging of Strege down. They pulled him up successfully and waited there for a moment. I was hoping to just climb up the rope normally since it was a pretty short drop. We could try again.
Well, that didn't work out. I think I have a better solution. I approach this brick with an idea as I wrap the rope around it tightly. Okay, what I'm going to do is swing the rock on the rope and toss it up there so you can grab it and we can just climb up normally.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
Back up a bit, please. I don't want you to get hit by a rock.
Right.
I'll catch it.
Don't catch it.
I leap forward, catching the brick. feeling like I've been the most helpful Galoin in this cavern right now. You're welcome.
I briefly panicked heroically, sitting atop of this rock, seeing the brick coming towards my head. I tumbled back into a tiny nook.
Well,
There we go.
thank you. Once they finished tying it to the root, I began my climb, and it was much easier than having to make a leap as we just eventually found our way up. And I turned on around. Oh, you might need to make a long walk around.
Right.
Yes. Well, it's fine. I can see that there's a route on the mushrooms on the way down that kind of just drop us step by step. It shouldn't take too long. I gesture a hand to Etete as I point to the route down.
Why, thank you.
Tally ho.
Tally ho!
They got to say it.
What? That was pretty fun.
A sign of adventures to come, my dear.
All right. I watched as she climbed with him, pulling herself up the rope. Didn't even give me a hand when over the edge there. Not a gentleman after all.
I trust in your own skill.
Well, thank you. Right.
Melanias,
Yes.
I don't know if you've been this deep into the cave, but we call it tetelepy.
So it's a... What does it mean?
It's basically forbidden, really dangerous grounds.
It's like the worst place you could be. Oh.
It's so dangerous that what we say that the lich doesn't even go down this deep, but we're not too sure.
Well, hopefully if this is a shortcut, it's not too much trouble.
I pull the rope up, paranoid of anyone who might follow us, and then decide to throw some dirt over it so it's not very visible, and take the mushrooms that Matatak trampled over and remove them and throw them to the side just so it doesn't look like the area was traveled recently.
Oh, smart thinking. So, off we go?
Yeah.
Looks like it gets really thin very quickly.
Off we go. Tally ho.
Ah, you've got it.
We made our way forward. Unfortunately, as we had journeyed down this narrow hallway, it began to shrink in length more and more. I ended up having to take off my skeleton arm anyways, and we ended up trying to barely pull through. Although, interestingly enough, despite the buildup, it was a rather uneventful short journey until we found something strange, an obstacle. It had certainly gotten darker, and I had to rely on the eyes that could see in this darkness to find myself going forward. But we did, in the end, find a small little pathway that opened up again as we found ourselves moving into a very dirty, damp part of the cave covered in stalagmites as we all found ourselves pressed up very close in this pathway till eventually we saw something interesting with the breaking of a rock and a small bit of wood that had seemed to have been pressed against the stonery. Oh, I guess... What is this? I spoke in hushed tones, not quite knowing what was on the other side of this door.
I don't know. I got no idea.
Seems to be a good quality of wood. Seems to have been pulled open. I can't quite tell what's on the other side of it, though. There's something else that's just at the edge of the wood.
What is this? Etete.
Huh?
I've got either the best or worst news, and I've yet to decide which it is.
Oh, what could it be?
I smell alcohol.
Really?
Yeah, the potent scent of gem wall.
Well, I mean, we'll grab a little on the way out. It'd be bad time now, but I mean, I'll keep it in mind. It'd be kind of
Yeah,
nice.
you're being very restrained.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, we're functionally behind a giant cask of gem wall right now.
Oh.
So if we pop this thing open, this entire cavern's going to get flooded with the stuff.
Good thing we know someone who can drink it faster than it pours out.
I don't think Etete will live if she does that.
I mean, don't underestimate me, but
Wait, do we know if it's full on the other side? A lot of casks of alcohol tend to retain like the color or the smell even after it's been emptied, so...
That's a good point. I shake it just a little bit.
We heard a dull thud sound. Sounded very hollow, not much shaking of liquids.
You're brilliant.
Oh.
I'm just trying to think of routes where we don't drown today.
I see.
Nothing ventured. Tally, I'm going.
All right. Kervak. She walked in, and as she did, she pulled herself through, and for a moment we lost her in the dark, as she almost seemed to just slip away very beneath there, till eventually we heard the sound of some thumping and movement, the sound of the wooden barrel shaking. It seemed as if there was a slight bit of a back to the barrel that had been almost cut open. And through there, similarly, as she pushed for a bit, there was a creak, and then light began to fill through as we stared through at the other side.
They say it's been too long. It's so nice to see you. You're a good friend of mine. So long farewell, adieu. No, I can't believe, oh no, not words from thee, but said in facsimile, yearning for that distant we. So I'm searching for near eternity, but I don't know where I should be. Love of branch, no family tree, no friends I have to see. An unfriendly propensity is my natural state to take flight in perpetuity. And so echo back is only me, cut off from precious we.